Welcome to the DPI Zotero workshop. My name is Mona Ilayan, and I will be presenting an introductory session on the Zotero Bibliographic Management Tool. Before we start working with Zotero, let me quickly go over some of our learning objectives for this workshop. I want to first give you a brief introduction to Zotero. What is it? Why do we consider this a useful tool? I will quickly run through installing and setting up Zotero on your personal computers or laptops, so you can later do that if you really like this tool. The third objective is the hands-on part of the workshop, where you will get a chance to use Zotero to manage your bibliographic records, sort them, and add notes. And finally, I will leave you with some additional resources that you could reference in case you would like to learn more about Zotero features. Okay, so what is Zotero? Zotero was developed at the Roy Rosenzweig Center for History and New Media at the George Mason University. It is a powerful, free, open-source reference management tool. What makes it so powerful is its dynamic and responsive ability. For example, it automatically senses content in your web browser, and it allows you to add this content to your Zotero library. The interface allows you to search for specific citations, add PDFs, images, audio, and video files. You can even store snapshots of web pages that you can visit at a later time. Why use Zotero? Well, the benefits outweigh the limitations. What's great about Zotero is, well, for one, it's free, unlike RefWorks or EndNotes. You can install a Firefox extension that offers the most reliable operations and full access to Zotero features. It also embeds Zotero into Firefox web browser, and a Z button is displayed in the Firefox toolbar at the top of your window. You can also open Zotero in a separate tab and work with it that way. Zotero Standalone is an alternative option for those who do not use Firefox, or if Zotero is taking up space on the Firefox toolbar. What that means is that Zotero will be installed on your personal computer. It'll be separate and web browser independent. You can use any web browser in this case. It is almost identical to the Firefox Zotero extension, but because it's browser independent, it won't be able to offer some of the advanced features such as automatic proxy redirection. One of the most captivating features of Zotero is its ability to grab the bibliographic metadata from websites and to make sure that the standalone Zotero communicates properly with your preferred browser. You will need to install the connectors for each browser. I will go over installation a little later. You can also store all your citations, resources, and references in one place that you can come back to and review, sort, edit, and delete. It's just an easy way to import as it is to export, all with a click of a button. You can add notes to your sources, you can highlight and annotate them, you can add more detailed characterizations of specific items by creating tags. And another one of the most amazing features of Zotero is that it can generate bibliographic citations in the selected style you want. The limitations of Zotero: if you want to have full Zotero functionality, you're limited to Firefox web browser. And this could be a limitation for those who are comfortable using other web browsers. Another limitation is that you cannot start using Zotero without registering an account. The account is free, but you still have to go ahead and register. It also does not contribute to the Allmetrics. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide if Zotero is right for you. If you're comfortable using another type of bibliographic management tool, then choose the one that works for you. It could be difficult to export your reference library from one bibliographic management tool to another. When you sign up for a Zotero account, you will have access to a free account that offers 300 megabytes space for your personal research library. That allows you to access your account from any computer by logging into the Zotero.org account. The online account is optional if you don't want to save all the citations you've collected. But having the account will sync your library resources wherever you are and on whatever computer you're using. You can use the Firefox extension and Zotero Standalone. You can share your resources publicly or selectively and collaborate with others and post to Zotero forums. The Firefox extension. As a Firefox web browser extension, Zotero runs within Firefox. It has a separate pane. When you click on the Z button in the toolbar, the panes appear. You can also open Zotero in a separate tab. This depends on your personal preferences. I will show that to you in a little later. The extension is set up to run on your computer, so the changes you make to Zotero on your computer are only transferred if you synchronize the accounts, and it's not exactly the same as using the Zotero.org website. You can run Zotero extension on any computer with any operating system if and only if you're using the Firefox web browser. When you're signing up for a Zotero account, you first have to go to the Zotero.org/user/register website. You will need to fill in your username, valid email address, enter a password, type in the text that appears in the CAPTCHA to show you're not another computer, and click register. Zotero will automatically send you a confirmation email that asks you to follow a link that validates your email account. Once your email account is validated, you can return to the login screen in Zotero and log in. I'm going to show you how to install and add Zotero extension into Firefox. So to install Zotero Firefox Extension, you first open your Firefox web browser, go to the main Zotero page at www.zotero.org, then you click on the big red button, Download Now. This will open a new window. There, you will click the Zotero 4.0 for Firefox button. A Firefox prompt window will ask you if you would like to allow this plugin to be installed. Another window will pop up, and you will need to select the Zotero plugin that appears in the prompt window, then click Install Now. To complete the installation, you will need to restart the Firefox web browser. So you'll just click Restart. As soon as Firefox is relaunched, a dialog box will quickly direct you to where the Zotero icon has been placed on your Firefox toolbar. The icon is represented by the Z letter. It will also alert you to a Read View button that will also be available in your address bar. In later versions of Firefox, version 29 and later, the Zotero icon does not appear automatically in the browser toolbar. However, it can be customized to appear in there. To place the icon in the toolbar so that it is easily accessible, click Open menu in Firefox, select Customize, drag the Zotero icon from the left pane window into the Firefox toolbar. One of the easy ways to generate bibliographic citations are through the Zotero Word plugins. These plugins are available for Microsoft Word, LibreOffice, and OpenOffice. They create dynamic bibliographies, inserting in-text citations, and they automatically update your citation items. It's recommended that you always review these citations. If they appear incorrectly, you can always correct them in the Zotero library so as to ensure the change is permanent. To install this plugin for the Firefox extension, you go to the website that appears below and click on the plugin that works with your word processor. If you run into any problems and wish to troubleshoot installing these plugins, just visit the website below. As mentioned, there are two ways to install Zotero. The second way to install Zotero is by downloading the Zotero Standalone. What this means is that it installs the program on your personal computer. This installation is compatible with a Mac, Windows, and Linux operating system. For this type of install, you should also install the available browser connectors. And connectors are just plugins or extensions added to web browsers like Chrome and Safari to give you additional flexibility in locating and adding sources and citations. Your Standalone also works with the Zotero extension for Firefox. Installing Zotero Standalone. The steps you need to take to install Zotero Standalone are, first, you go to the Zotero website, zotero.org. Click on the big red button, Download Now. Then click the Zotero 4.0 for Mac or Windows. The site is pretty smart and it can detect your operating system. Just follow the instructions on your computer screen to download and install the Zotero Standalone. You will also need to install the Chrome or Safari connector by clicking on the Chrome and Safari icons that appear on the download site. The same goes for the standalone plugins. You can add these word processor plugins to help you manage your citations in a Word document. The only difference is that you need to click on the settings menu indicated by the gear. Select the Cite tab, then click Install the add-in for your word processor of choice button. To ensure that you access your account from any computer and still retain all your resources and reference material, make sure you sync your accounts. Once you have created an account and validated it, log in. Then you can sync your Zotero Firefox extension. To do that, you have to update the Firefox extension. Click on the Zotero icon. At the bottom of the Firefox screen, the Zotero panes will appear. Click Settings, which is the gear icon. Click Preferences. Then select the Sync tab. Then enter your username and password. Check both boxes under the file syncing if you choose to sync your PDFs and attachments. Choose Zotero as your library for the Sync Attachment Files in My Library Using option. Just remember that syncing your attachment will make them accessible to you from any computer at any time, but it will eat up your 300 megabyte storage space very fast. So try to be selective about what you would like to sync to all your accounts. To sync your Zotero Standalone account, you will be following the same steps as the ones for the syncing your Firefox extension. The only difference is that you open Zotero on your local computer and follow the same steps. So locate the Settings menu, which is the gear icon, click Preferences, select the Sync tab, then enter your username and password. Again, select your syncing preferences and check the boxes accordingly. So as to get more comfortable using Zotero, let's work on adding items or importing them into Zotero first. Then we'll work on deleting items that we no longer need. We'll also organize our Zotero library by creating collections, tags, adding notes, detecting duplicate items, searching, and sorting our resources. We'll finally end by exporting these citations into Word. Zotero can store bibliographic information for books, journals, and web pages, and there are many ways to add items to your Zotero library. The Firefox extension, if you're using Firefox, or the Zotero connectors for Chrome and Safari, gives Zotero that capability to grab bibliographic information for any item in an online catalog or web page and store it in your library for later reference or use. I'll just focus on where you can locate these icons translators in Firefox and Chrome. You will see these icons placed differently for Firefox and Chrome, but they operate the same way. For example, there are the book and folder icons. Let's say you're on a library catalog website, browsing a book. Here Zotero is able to collect metadata and bibliographic citations for this item on the page. If you click the book icon, it will save all the information to cite this book. The book icon only shows up for individual records. Now, if you're on the main search result page of a library website and you see the folder icon, then you can save any citation information for a number of books listed on this page. The folder icon just appears on search result pages. The folder icon also works the same way with journal databases. You can choose to automatically save PDF attachments as well, and you can do that by going through your Zotero preferences and checking the automatically attached associated PDFs. But remember, this does eat up from your Zotero library storage space. In Firefox, the icons are hidden in a menu on the toolbar. This menu does not appear automatically, but requires the user to customize the Firefox toolbar. In Chrome, the icons appear in the address bar to the right of the web page address, and they appear according to what is fitting with the web page content. In this case, Zotero will have citation information and copies of the full articles in your library. To quickly go over what we saw in the demo, I've created this slide as a review. Here are the menu items that you can click in Firefox. The menu collapses. In Chrome, you see how the book and the folder icon appear in the address bar. When you click the folder icon, you'll get this window over here called the Zotero Item Selector. Here you can select a group of items you would like to add to your library. When something is added to your Zotero library, whether it's in Firefox or Chrome, a pop-up window usually appears at the bottom left of the screen to confirm that Zotero has indeed saved the items to your library. The Zotero translators are definitely efficient and an effective way of creating citation, but you have to be aware that Zotero is only copying the metadata provided by the website, so always be aware of accuracy. Double check your citation so you can avoid citations like this one in this example. There may come a time when you actually need to add an item manually, and you can't just click a button that would automatically create the citation for you. Well, Zotero has you covered in that aspect as well. All you have to do is just click the New Item button in the Zotero toolbar. Select the type of item you would like to add from the drop-down menu. This will create a new record for this item, and all you have to do is fill out the key information. By clicking on the empty fields on the right, you can start typing or pasting in the title, author, etc. You can also change the type of contributors by clicking on the arrow to select a different contributor from the drop-down menu. If you would like to add more fields in situations where there are multiple authors or editors, then you can just click the plus button on the right of the keyed-in information. If you know the unique identifier for a book or journal, you can use the magic wand icon to key it in. When you type it in, Zotero automatically creates the item. You have the option of entering the items one at a time, or you can paste them all at the same time with a comma and space separating each entry. Alternatively, you can expand the field by pressing the Shift plus Enter key on your keyboard, and you can enter each identifier on one line instead. You can also import citations from a variety of bibliographic formats such as BibTeX, RIS, RefWorks, etc. And you'd want to do that when certain databases do not support Zotero. So you can either save the citation to your computer or you can copy it to your clipboard. Then you can go to your settings button, the gear, and select either import or import from clipboard. Importing only allows you to import citations, not PDF attachments or other files. If you find that you've added a number of items that you don't need, or if you accidentally add a duplicate, you can always delete the additional items. All you have to do is select the item, right-click, and select Move to Trash. If you want to delete multiple items at once, you can hold the Shift key, then select a whole batch of items, then right-click and Move to Trash. You can also just press the Delete key on your keyboard, and that would do the trick. You'll notice that Zotero does not delete the items directly. It moves them into the trash first. This gives you an opportunity to restore the items from the trash. If you want to clear out your trash, right-click on your trash, select Empty. Once emptied, you cannot restore these items. With Zotero, it's easy to create collections that help organize your library into meaningful folders. After adding so many items into your library, you might want to group them depending on topic or category, and Zotero tries to help you stay organized. Creating these collections is very simple. All you need to do is click on the folder icon located on the top left corner. Enter a name for the collection, then click OK. The collection folder will appear under My Library. Once the collection is created, you can drag and drop items from My Library folder into the new collection folders, and items can be in multiple collections simultaneously. If you select a single item and a second item while pressing the Shift key, you will select these items and all the items in between. This can help you move many items at once. If you want to select non-consecutive items, just hold down the Control key on your PC or the Command key on a Mac, and then you can drag these items into a collection. You can also create sub-collections to further organize items in a collection. All you have to do is right-click and select Sub-Collections. Type the name of the sub-collection and press OK. Because items can be in multiple collections at the same time, you can organize your items based on research paper, author, project, etc., depending on what works for you. When you're importing citations into Zotero, these citations will automatically be added to the active or open folder. If no folder is active, The item will go into My Library. You might find that you would like to add descriptive words to your items, and Zotero lets you do that with the Tags feature. By creating tags, you can sift through your information using categories relevant to you. To add a tag, select the Tag tab, click Add, create the tag, then click Add again. If you have pre-existing tags, Zotero auto-completes your tags based on that. When an item in your Zotero library is selected, you'll notice its tags will appear in the bottom left corner. If you click that tag, you will see a list of other items with that tag. You can add that tag to other items by dragging the items onto the tag in the bottom left corner. In addition to tags, you can also compose personalized notes, enrich text to annotate or comment on a specific item, file, or snapshot in your library. To add notes, you simply select the item that you want to attach a note to, select Notes tab, click Add, then type your note. You can open the notes in a separate window by clicking the Edit in a Separate Window button. You'll notice a sticky note icon appears below the item to indicate the note was created. As you continue to add items, files, and snapshots to your Zotero collection, there may come a time when you will accidentally add the same item to your library a number of times. The good news is that Zotero can help identify and merge possible duplicates. To find duplicates, click the Duplicates item under My Library or right-click My Library in the left column. Then select Show Duplicates. Zotero will display items it thinks are duplicates based on the title, DOI, and ISBN fields. Always check Zotero's work just in case. Now to merge duplicates, Zotero automatically co-selects items that it considers as duplicates. All you have to do is click Merge N Items button in the right column. The N in Merge N Items is the number of items to be merged. You can also select 2 or more items anywhere in your Zotero library that are the same type and right-click, then select Merge Items. If you're trying to find something in your Zotero library, there are 2 ways to search. You can run a quick search. The quick search operates in 3 modes. It will either search the title, year, creator, or it'll search all fields and tags, or everything. Another way to search is to use the advanced search. This offers a controlled and refined search option. You can specify in detail what you would like to search, whether it's the title, collections, subcollections, tags, etc. To run a quick search, click the search box located at the top right of the center column. Select your search mode by clicking the down-facing arrow key, then type your search words or phrases. Zotero does a quick scan of the library and displays items that contain the search words or phrases. As soon as you start typing, Zotero starts to populate the center column with its items that match your search words. Advanced searches offer finer searches. To open the advanced search window, click on the magnifying glass icon at the top of the center column. In the window that appears, you can filter items by the content of specific fields, collections, subfolders, tags, so you can have more control over how the search is conducted and where. You can even use the %, a wildcard, to search for words that have spelling variations. Zotero will find them and display them as part of the search results. If you would like to save your search results, you can just click the Save Searches button. This will create a folder in your library with all the search results. To sort items in your Zotero library, just click the column heading and that will toggle your sort between ascending and descending order, whether alphabetical or numerical. You can also sort the items displayed by various properties. If you click the sort icon that appears at the far right of the columns, a drop-down menu will appear and you can select the column headings you would like to appear or sort by. Simply by clicking the item, you can add or remove sort criteria by adding or removing the check mark next to it. You can also rearrange the location, columns, by dragging them across and dropping them in the location you want. To reset the order, select Restore Column Order in the drop-down menu. Zotero can create bibliographic citations for items in your library. If you would like to export these citations into a Word document, you have to install the word processor plugin first to take advantage of this feature. The first step is to select the items we would like to cite, and from the Edit menu, we could select to either copy citation or copy bibliography. Another way to do this is to right-click on the selection and choose to export items or create bibliography. In this instant, you will be saving the bibliography into a separate file. You can use the Citation plugin in your word processor to embed citations into your document, using the handy-dandy toolbar that appears in the top left corner of your word processor document. In the Windows toolbar, you'll find the following available tools. Zotero Insert Citation. It inserts citations at cursor location directly from Zotero library. Zotero Edit Citation edits existing citations inside your document. Zotero Insert Bibliography, which inserts a bibliography of everything cited. Zotero Edit Bibliography edits an existing bibliography. And Zotero Refresh refreshes all citations and bibliography to reflect changes made in the Zotero library. Then there's DocRef, opens the Document Preferences window to select the citation style. Zotero Remove Codes removes all links to Zotero library. If anything gets updated in Zotero, this will not automatically be reflected in your document if you remove the Zotero codes. And once removed, it's irreversible. So be sure you want to do that before you click that option. If you're working on group projects or if you want to share a collection with a class or colleagues, keep track of conversations and keep tabs on what other departments are working on, you can use the sharing functionality in Zotero. There is no limit to how many people can join one particular group. As long as you have an account, you can create a new group and determine the privacy settings. You can set it to private, only invited group members can view and edit. This type of group will not show up in any search. Public, with closed membership, where anyone can view, but only invited members can edit. And finally, with open membership, anyone can join, discuss, and collaborate on projects without actually sharing files. To create a group, just click the New Group button, choose a name, select the privacy settings, click Save Settings. Once the group is created, you can manage the group through the group landing page at www.zotero.org/groups. This includes managing members, managing library, and the group profile. For additional resources, or if you'd like to check out the Zotero tutorial and Getting Started guide, you can visit the www.zotero.org/support/start. And for Zotero community forums and discussion, you can visit the Zotero forums. There's also the Zotero LibGuides at UTL at guides.library.utoronto.ca/Zotero. This was sponsored by the University of Toronto Scarborough and its library, Ryerson University, Brock University, and this research was supported by the Social Science and Humanities Research Council of Canada. A special thanks goes to Ryerson for hosting Day 3 of the conference, Center for Digital Humanities, Ryerson University Library and Archives, the Director of E-Learning, the Learning and Teaching Office, the Office of the Dean, Faculty of Arts, the Department of English and its MA Literatures of Modernity program, and the Master of Digital Media program for donations of financial support. The Dean of Faculty of Humanities, Brock University, for a contribution of financial support towards the conference, as well as contributing to planning. Victoria Owen, Chief Librarian at the University of Toronto Scarborough, for her generous financial support and staff resources. Shirk Connections grant, without which none of the wonderful research and discussions generated here would be possible.